Hey, what's up you guys, this is Haley here, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 3. Now, I kind of worked weird hours today, like right in the middle of the day, so I didn't have a chance to go anywhere, so I thought I would just sit down with you and talk a little bit about a couple things that you guys might be wondering about. So that's what today's vlog is going to be about. So today I'm going to talk about how you can stock your Amazon store, and I know this isn't like Christmas related or any of that, but that's what we're going to talk about today. So there's a couple ways that you can find items to sell on Amazon and eBay as well. I just mostly like Amazon because I feel like I can sell a lot more items on Amazon easier, and even though the fees are a little bit more, they're actually not that bad fee-wise, and I'll kind of do that as well. So the couple ways that you can find product on Amazon is through what they call RA, what they call PL, what they call wholesale, and then kind of starting out with your product. So most people who want to start reselling online are making just some extra money selling stuff from their home, is selling the items they already have that they no longer want. So instead of going out and sourcing or going out and buying items or even donating the items you already have, you can put them onto eBay. If it's used, I suggest putting it on eBay. If it's new, it's a lot harder to sell if you've already had it for a while and you don't have proof of purchase that it is new. That's just one thing about Amazon that kind of sucks. But I would suggest starting to sell the items around your house. That's what I did. I got a box full of items, and then the ones that didn't sell, I put on Facebook Marketplace. If they didn't sell on Facebook Marketplace, then I just donated them, and that's how I kind of keep my inventory in general. The first way we're going to talk about is called RA, or what some people consider retail arbitrary. Now, I know these are kind of some big words, or I didn't know what these meant when I began doing this just a little under a year ago. Retail arbitrary is when you go into a retail store like Walmart or Target, Ross, Marshalls, anywhere that's considered a brick and mortar retail store, and you find an item. Let's say you find, like, here's an example. I went into GameStop and I bought this for myself, but and I bought this Sailor Moon chalice. This was on clearance for $30. Now, if you look up on Amazon, you can see that the moon chalices go on there for about $100. So that's a huge step in profit. You could have a profit of as much as $70 without including fees in there. So you would buy this product and then you would list it on Amazon or eBay for the price that it's at, for the $100. And then when you sell it and you ship it and you pay your fees, you keep that separation of profit. So on Amazon, this was $100. I bought it for $30. Amazon took about $13 in fees, and that would be, I would send it to them. So it's another about $5 at the most, so about $20 in fees. I bought it for $30. That makes $50. It would have been a profit of about $50 if I were to sell it on Amazon. I bought it for myself, so I'm not selling that item on Amazon, but that is just an example of the profit that you can get doing retail arbitrary. Especially right now, around Black Friday was a good time to get inventory after sales go on. So another really good thing to look at for right now is workout equipment, because January is usually workout month, so I try to think a month ahead, because it can take up to 2 weeks for Amazon to get your order into their warehouse and live to sell. So I think a month ahead on product. So January is usually workout month, so then you want to think about workout equipment. Anyways, that's something else. One really good place to go into is like Ross. If you buy anything from Ross that isn't more like, not name brand, but anything like clothing wise, I stay away from Ross. Bags, shoes, just because those things aren't usually the same exact thing that is sold in the store. So if you find a Michael Kors bag at Ross, you could buy it and use it for yourself. It is a Michael Kors bag, but usually it's like an outlet bag or it's something else. It's not going to be the same exact that they would buy at the Michael Kors store or off of the Michael Kors website. Michael Kors, I'm just going to say that a bunch more. So that's one thing I like to stay away from Ross is shoes, bags, shoes, bags, clothing in general, especially for Amazon. Now, eBay is a little different. eBay is kind of hard, and I would stay away from those as well, especially higher ticket items, because it's harder to prove that they're real. And if a customer says this bag is fake and you don't have proof that it's real, even though you know it's real, then that kind of, you lose in that situation. So that's one way that people do get inventory. That way of inventory is dying because Amazon and eBay want proof these items are real, and they kind of want proof that the manufacturer is allowing you to sell them. So that goes into our next step, which is wholesaling. What wholesaling is you can contact a company. For example, I contacted Burt's Bees Baby. They are their own company, but they're still owned by Burt's Bees. I contacted them and asked them, and I just sent them an email saying, hey, do you guys do wholesaling? I made sure to send it from my Amazon email. I said, do you guys do wholesaling? If you don't do direct wholesaling, do you have a distributor that you suggest or recommend and trust? I asked that question because Amazon will want an invoice from the distributor for the items before you can sell them. It's not like that with every item, but it is like that for a lot of items. And that's why some newcomers get discouraged, because all the items that they're scanning are becoming restricted because of that rule. It's to help, that rule is in place to prevent fakes from getting out there and Amazon getting in trouble for selling fakes. So that rule is out there, and Burt's Bees got back to me and they said, we are a wholesaler and we do have wholesale accounts, but we do not have any openings, but we will keep your information with us when another opening occurs. And I just said, all right, thank you so much. And that was done. So I did learn that Burt's Bees Baby does have a wholesale account, and once they have openings up, they will contact me again. I will probably contact them again in about 6 months just to see if an opening has come up if I do not already get an email from them. That's not always going to be the case for certain things. There are some companies or some brands that are wholesaled out of different websites. A really good website to get ungated from is called EE, or Earth Entertainment, or Entertainment Earth. I can't remember which one it is. They have a lot of different brands. They have Funko on there. They've got DC on there. They've got some Marvel stuff on there. So if you're looking to get ungated in like Funkos, which are a huge seller, that's a really good place that you can get ungated from. They are a legit company. They have been trusted from Amazon, and I've asked multiple people if they had success ungating with them through Amazon, and they said they did. So if you find a wholesale company and you are not for sure if Amazon will accept their invoice, you can email Amazon about it and make sure, because you don't want to do a wholesale account or an invoice through a company that Amazon does not trust. One way, if you are looking for wholesale or looking for wholesale accounts or companies that do wholesale accounts, what I personally did is I went on Google or whatever search engine you want to go on, and I typed in wholesale application. That's all I typed in. And what it brought up was the company's wholesale application page. So it didn't bring up everything, and you can, if you are looking to just sell certain things, you can put in there like cosmetics or makeup, skincare. You can do that. And it brought me up hundreds and hundreds of different businesses that have wholesale accounts with that they have open applications for. So I went on there and I went through about 5 pages of Google results, and I applied for every single company on their wholesale page. I also did look at a couple other companies that I didn't find wholesale that I knew had really good products at great margins, and I emailed them as well. So it just takes a little bit of work. I would say a couple days of just sitting down on the computer and just doing it and just emailing companies, and you will find one. You will find 1 or 2 or 3 that have really great profit margins on certain items that you can sell. I have found a couple, and it's been actually pretty successful on what I've found. So I have been pretty good or pretty happy with what I have found. But I'm going to let you guys find a couple for yourself on there. So this, I know that was a long part about wholesaling, and if you want more information about wholesaling, let me know down below, because there's a lot of information out there, and there's a lot more ways you can find wholesalers, not just through companies directly, which is where you're going to get the cheapest price from, but from local companies as well, and that's just a huge thing that is a lot more than just a little vlog video. This is going to go to our last thing on how to find stock for Amazon. This is called PL, or what they consider private label. Private labeling does take a lot more money, and it takes a lot more, it's a higher risk. It really is. And if you don't know what private labeling is pretty much going to a manufacturer who makes these products. So like, what was one that I was going to do? I found a couple of them that do private labeling. I can't remember the name of it. You go to a manufacturer and you say, I'm going to buy your item. This is probably a good example. Home Select went to this manufacturer who makes this plastic wrap, and they said, I want you to make your plastic wrap for me, but I want you to put my name on the box. I want it to be the Home Select brand. And so then either the manufacturer can approve or deny it. So obviously in this situation, the manufacturer approved it. Home Select then went back and forth with the manufacturer about box, how much saran wrap's in it, etc., etc. And then the manufacturer, who could also manufacture 100 other different private labels of the same exact product, that's just part of it. I'm sorry about the harsh shadow, because this is a wall, so I can't put a light over here, and I just like don't want to. So they could private label to 100 other places. It could also be they could private label to Equate. You never know. So they pretty much go back and forth with them. They find the box, they find everything. They say, all right, we're gonna order 1,000 of them, and they get them and they sell them as their own label. That is called private labeling. If you've ever noticed items that are pretty much in the exact same containers that look very, very similar to them, to other brands, that is why. It could also be that the brand is made in the same plant, and so then the container is also the same container. That doesn't mean it's the same product inside, but a lot of the times it is. Pinnacle, that was it. I was going to do private labeling with Pinnacle, and their prices seemed really, really reasonable. But with the holidays coming around, I just could not get the money up to private label with Pinnacle. So if you're looking for a cosmetics private label, you can hit Pinnacle up, and they are able to do that. Most of the time with private labeling, you do have to do a minimum order. They suggest you try out the product before you do put your name on it, so you'll have to do a try order. And then you'll have to pay what they call a plate fee. And depends on the company that you go through. Depends on how they press their products. So with Pinnacle, they press with plates, kind of like newspapers did. They press with plates, so you have to pay them, I believe it was $160 to make the plate with your logo on it. And then you have to pay a plate replace fee, which is when you make an order, after your plate has been physically made through them, when you place an order, you have to pay an additional $25 fee to switch the plates in their machines. That's what the fee is for. But they store your plate and they do all that. So whether you like that or not can just depend on how you want to make money. Some people have had really, really good success with private labeling, and some people have flopped. If you're going to do private labeling, you want to do your research and you want to get it out there to people. I would suggest, if you're going to do that, doing some advertising on Amazon, maybe putting some of your private label on eBay. You can't do reviews on Amazon anymore. You used to be able to have someone review your product for you if you send it to them for free. That is no longer accepted anymore, but that is one way that you can make money, and some people have had a lot of success with it, and some people have flopped and they can't even get rid of their inventory. There's just so much competition, so you want to go and you want to do research on Amazon, on eBay, on Camel, on a bunch of different places to see what's selling, why it's selling, the reviews, and how much competition there is. Because if there's 1,000 different eye creams out there, well, that's gonna be rough for you to add into the market. So that's just a little bit of heads up. But that's pretty much how I personally know how to stock your Amazon and eBay store. There's obviously a couple other things. You can go to Goodwill, which I consider in retail arbitrary. You can go to like estate sales or auctions. I would consider that retail arbitrary. But the one thing with estate sales and auctions is I only buy collectibles there. I do not sell anything that I find new at an estate sale or an auction unless I know it is new. For example, I went to an auction and I was able to get a PlayStation 2 brand new, still sealed in the box. Manufacturer sealing was still on it. And I was able to get it at a good price, and I was able to flip it same day for about a $250 profit. So yeah, that's actually all I have for my vlog today. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave those down below. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Join the Savings Army, never pay your tail again. I will see you guys tomorrow on Vlogmas Day 4. Bye-bye.